Welcome back to BarcaBuzz TV. My name is Adam. Everyone say a prayer because Robert Lewandowski is coming back after this game. 3-match red card suspension over, and we only won each game 1-0 against Girona today, Getafe, and then Atletico was the other one. What a scrappy game with just awful performances from many of our players, looking very sleepy. Pedri, we've been talking about who would be the person to come up, score goals with Lewandowski out of these, 3 La Liga games, and Pedri has scored in 2 of them, Dembele in the other. Of course, we're all praying, crossing our fingers that Ousmane Dembele is healthy. Not sure. Hopefully we'll get some updates in the next few hours here about how his looked like a quad injury, which is better than a knee and a hamstring. He did try and kind of run off the injury or walk it off, and then he walked off the pitch well, although I did see some reports and videos that in the second half when they came back to the bench, he was limping heavily, although it could have been because he had like a leg brace on his knee. I'm not sure, but let's just all pray for Dembele. Crazy game, right? We end the game with the, Football Manager FIFA lineup, 5 midfielders, 5 defenders, which had us all very nervous, especially when 2 of those defenders are Eric Garcia and Jordi Alba. Throughout the game, we were just very ineffective, right? We had this last game without Lewandowski. We start Rafinha, Fati, and Dembele up front. Then we put Frenkie de Jong, Busquets, Xavi in the midfield. And then we had a curious back line of Marcos Alonso, Eric Garcia, Araujo, and Koundé. So, again, we went away from the 4-man midfield. We tried to give Pedri some rest today. Unfortunately, it only lasted around 25 minutes because of Dembele being substituted off. Another game where Ansu Fati and Rafinha really just weren't able to do much. I mean, I know once Pedri came on for Dembele, we put Fati on the left wing, and he was going to be having a hard time regardless because, unfortunately, Marcos Alonso as a left back especially just does not provide much offensively. I think, we've seen a few instances where his pace has let him down, and so I feel like he has to sit back more than, of course, someone like Balde or Jordi Alba. And at halftime, I tweeted out, what this game really needed, especially with Dembele out, is someone on that left side to create some offense, either Balde or Jordi Alba. And so I was happy to see that Xavi made a proactive substitution at halftime. He decided to put on Jordi Alba, and it was really through a Jordi Alba cross that probably should have been stopped by the Girona defender or goalkeeper that went through and got Pedri that goal, that huge goal to get us another 3 points. And through that goal, you also see one of the big revelations of the past few weeks, in my opinion, with this Barca side. There's a heightened tenacity to try and get the ball back when we lose it, and there's a press that's much higher up the field than we had seen, in the first half of the season so far. And it really reminded me a lot of like the Argentina team in the World Cup, where every time they lost the ball, it was just immediately an attempt to go and win it back. And, especially when we're playing 4 midfielders, we have Frenkie de Jong, Busquets, Xavi, and Pedri, all who are pretty good at, trying to win back balls that are lost in transition. And it was through that we got this goal today. Not much to write about for this game, right? I think, again, as is the theme of the season, and especially the theme since we've come back from the World Cup, Marc-Andre Ter Stegen just, again, proves to be wonderful. At the end of the game, he made, I think, 3 good saves, and then he had another one, actually, that was a one-on-one with Stuani. It was called offside, but still, it was very close if VAR would have reviewed it, and Ter Stegen came up with a big save, helping us win these 3 points. I feel a little bit weird, right? It kind of feels like, and I know all of you will empathize with this, that we have that Real Madrid luck so far this season, right? Winning 3 huge games, 1-0 without Lewandowski is not the type of luck I'm used to for our Barca side in the last few years, and so it is really, it's just crazy. And, you're lost between 2 points, right? On the one side, and I do feel like we're starting to get, especially when we've seen Xavi perform, set up the team better in the last few weeks to help everyone succeed. You are starting to see with the critiques of this Barca side, sometimes less so on Xavi now than it was earlier and more on the players themselves, right? Rafinha, again, just is kind of invisible in a lot of these games. Xavi set him up with a nice opportunity to put in a ball, and he slipped. Ansu Fati, you had him as well slip in the box when he was one-on-one with the defender. Overall, those 2 forwards are just not providing us much, and as much as it hurts me to say, Ferran Torres might have to get some more chances here, right? Because I don't feel confident that without Dembele, that a front line of Fati, Rafinha, and Lewandowski is going to produce that much. And the last few weeks, when Lewandowski has been able to play in the Super Cup final or even that Espanyol game, we are really seeing him being isolated up front, and he needs people on the wings, whether it's the wingers themselves or these wingbacks in Balde or Koundé, to provide him service. And right now, it's not working. And especially in this game, the strategy was kind of baffling in that, we had Rafinha, we had Fati, we had Jordi Alba at times putting in crosses through the middle to try and reach a 5'8" Ansu Fati, who was really never going to have the chance to put in a header goal like Lewandowski will. So let's see how things develop here. And let's just keep praying that Marc-Andre Ter Stegen continues to perform, at one of the highest levels of his career. And let's see if Pedri can continue to evolve and put himself in these goal-scoring opportunities, right? With Frenkie de Jong and Busquets acting as that double pivot and creating these triangles, it really, I think, allows Xavi in the first, last few games we saw, and now Pedri in the last few games, have the ability to go forward into the box. You even see Frenkie de Jong moving forward too. And so if we can get midfielders, Xavi, Pedri, and Frenkie de Jong, to score 5 to 10 goals a season, that's going to really bolster our offense, because as we all know, we're really top-heavy in goal scoring this year with Lewandowski and with Messi in the last few years. And so to get the goal scoring options from Pedri, Xavi, and Frenkie de Jong is just going to really enable us to break through a lot of these tight games where Lewandowski doesn't have his best game finishing. Dembele, mercurial at games. At times he'll score big goals like against Atletico and against La Real in the week, but at other times he'll be ineffective. And so that's really the development I want to see continue on as the season progresses here. And I'm just hoping Ousmane Dembele comes back, because if you look at that schedule and you look at what Barca are going to come up against, we have a very tough February, right? We have Real Betis starting this coming Wednesday. We go against the Sevilla side next weekend, who are not at their best. Then we go against Villarreal, again a top 7 team in La Liga, and then we come up against Manchester United, who have been a little hit or miss on their heat lately, but I know they're going to give it their all. And unfortunately for that Europa League tie, we have the first game in the Camp Nou. And so the second game, at Old Trafford is going to be one where they're going to really give it to us. So let's hope Dembele gets healthy. Let's hope Ter Stegen keeps doing well, and that we can give Pedri, Frenkie de Jong, Busquets some rest so they'll be fresh. Maybe only that Sevilla game coming up will be the time when we can do it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments about this game. Hey, it's 3 more points. We're still top of the league. Thank you.